Hello. I This is for the Monday. Hello. This is for the Monday of Holy Week. This is Mark chapter 12, chapter 11, verses 12 through 19. This section has Jesus entering Jerusalem, coming up from Bethany again, and he is going to go into the temple. And I'm going to encourage you to read along with it or to listen to me read it. On the following day, that is Monday, when they came from Bethany, he was hungry. Seeing in the distance a fig tree in leaf, he went to see whether he would find anything on it. When he came to it, he found nothing but leaves, for it was not the season for figs. He said to it, "May no one ever eat fruit from you again." And his disciples heard it. Then they came to Jerusalem. And he entered the temple and began to drive out those who were selling and those who were buying in the temple. And he overturned the tables of the money changers and the seats of those who sold doves. And he would not allow anyone to carry anything through the temple. He was saying, "Is it not written, 'My house shall be called a house of prayer for all the nations,' but you have made it a den of robbers." And when the chief priests and scribes heard it, they kept looking for a way to kill him, for they were afraid of him, because the whole crowd was spellbound by his teaching. When evening came, Jesus and his disciples went out of the city. The Monday of Holy Week, which would be March 29th in 2021, the Monday of Holy Week contains two incidents. The first of them will not actually be resolved until Tuesday morning, which is the fig tree. Jesus, on his way in, encounters a fig tree, and he went, we are told, to see if he could find anything on it. And Mark lets us know that the spring is not when you would find fruit on a fig tree. Um, Either Jesus was trying to make a larger point about bearing fruit. Either he was playing a long game with his disciples, or he had forgotten. But the curse, "May no one eat fruit from you again," seems like Jesus is on edge. Seems like, at the very least, he is getting it. He's realizing what a tense time it is. As we see on Tuesday, there is a lot of intrigue and plotting. A lot of groups that are lining up against Jesus. And when that happens, you can understand why he might be tense. In any case, Jesus curses this fig tree, and then he continues into the temple, where he saw people who were changing money. And so this would be taking some of the various money of the Roman Empire and saying, "Oh, I'll give you a denarii," and getting an equivalent coin that you would be able to use to purchase sacrifices. Jewish people would give sacrifices. It was their way of communing with God. They would also give money and give alms to the poor, and and their sacrifices would also help feed others. If I bought a lamb, it wasn't expected that I would eat all of that lamb. It was expected that some of that would be burned as God's portion. Some would go to the priests, some would go to me, and some would go to the other people who were present at the sacrifice. But you've got people who are changing money. And back then, as now, if I'm changing my money from dollars into pounds or into euros or into any other currency, I'm going to have to pay a percentage to do so. These money changers were profiting off of it. You have people who are selling livestock. These are guaranteed blemish-free livestock, and they're going to be profiting off of it. You have people selling doves. Doves were the cheapest item to make an acceptable sacrifice. In Luke's gospel, we're told that Jesus's parents, Mary and Joseph, when he was circumcised, used doves for that. And that's one of the reasons that we know that Jesus grew up fairly poor because usually for that you would give a nicer and more expensive sacrifice if you could. Um, Jesus is overturning all of this. And he says, "My house shall be called a house of prayer for all the nations, but you have made it a den of robbers." I would suggest that Jesus is not necessarily frustrated with the sacrificial system here, the system of people um, communing with God, eating with God, that he is frustrated with the people who are profiting off of the system. I think that Jesus doesn't say, don't sacrifice to the people coming in. Jesus is preventing he is trying, he's trying to break up this part of the system. He doesn't say that my that God calls us away from sacrifice. And you could point to parts of the prophets that say that we should listen to God and follow God. He is, going after these people who are in a money making enterprise. These people who are probably profiting greatly through this enterprise. Um, he is frustrated. And when the chief priests and the scribes hear it, they keep looking for a way to kill him. They're seeing a threat to their system. This is the Monday of Holy Week, but we're told that the crowd is spellbound by his teaching. The crowd was with him on Palm Sunday. The crowd is with him Monday night. That's one of the consistent elements of Mark's gospel as well, is that the mass of the people, the crowd, are supporters of Jesus. We're going to see the people in power trying to find a way to go around the crowd, trying to find a way to go against the will of the people. And they will ultimately succeed. This is the Monday of Holy Week.